Hello friends, I am Dr. Sonal Chandak, Associate Professor, Department of Commerce, Srimati Kesharbai Lahuti Mahavidyalaya, Amravati, Maharashtra. In this video, we are going to discuss on the accounting concepts which govern about the rules in preparation of the accountancy. Here we are going to discuss the cost concept. The fixed asset of a business are recorded on the basis of its original cost, that is the cost of purchase. Later, subsequently, these assets are recorded with by deducting the depreciation from it, which is known as the book value. No rise or fall in the market value is taken into consideration. The cost concept applies only and only to the fixed assets. Under this concept, fixed assets are recorded in the account books at the price at which they are acquired. The price paid to acquire the asset is termed as its cost or purchase cost, and this cost is the basis for all the subsequent accounting for that particular asset. Say for example, an asset is purchased or acquired for rupees 50,000. It is recorded in the account books at rupees 50,000 even though the market value may be different for the same. Maybe the market value is 5 lakh, maybe the market value is 1 lakh, maybe the market value is 20,000. But the asset is shown in the balance sheet year after year at the cost price. And later it is shown at the book value, means the cost price deducted by the depreciation. The value so calculated, that is cost minus depreciation, is known as the book value. If the business pays nothing for an item it required, then this will not be appearing in the accounting records as an asset. Thus, all such events are ignored which affect the business but have no cost. For example, a favorable location, a good reputation with its customers, then the market standing, etc., the credit worthiness, the brand position, the brand imaging, which have an impact on the sale, the growth of the business will not be taken into consideration. It's a vis-a-vis concept with the money measurement concept. Because in money measurement, we do take into consideration the value of that particular asset in the monetary terms. If it is so, then only we'll be recording the same in the books of accounts. The cost concept, if the cost has some meaning, monetary meaning, then only we do take into consideration the same. Accounting is a continuous process for every business. Every businessman wants to know the result of his investment and efforts at the frequent intervals. And the accountant chooses some shorter period to measure these results. May it be 3 months, may it be 6 months, may it be 1 year, may it be 2 years. Generally, this period is a 1 year period. It's well said that the financial period chosen should never be too long, it should never be too short. However, friends, this period is known as the accounting period, and the closing day of this accounting period is known as the accounting date. At this date, the accountant prepares income and position statement. He shows the business operations. He brings the changes of positions since the construction of the last statement. The financial reports prepared facilitate to make the good decisions, corrective measures, expansion, etc. On the basis of income and position statement, the financial position and earning capacity of 1 year can be compared with the another one. Their comparison helps the business for expansion and the outsiders to draw their various conclusions. It attracts the minds of the outsiders. 1 year accounting period is recognized by law and the taxation is assessed annually on basis of that year accounting period year only. The reports to the outsiders are provided on this accounting period. As rightly said, usually it is 1 year which is accepted, but not necessarily, because it's not the rule. Now we will discuss matching concept. According to this concept, it is necessary to match the expenses incurred during the accounting period with the revenues recognized during the same period. Why we are required to do so? Because profit is an excess of revenue over the expenses. It becomes necessary to bring together all revenues and expenses pertaining to that particular period. In other words, expenses incurred in an accounting year should be matched with the revenues recognized in that particular period or in that particular year. Again, only such expenses as incurred in generating revenue during that particular period should be deducted from the revenues in order to derive the amount of income or profit during that particular period. The object of accounting is that accounting record be made in such a manner that cost may be compared with the revenue. If the accounting method does not facilitate this comparison, then accounting method is considered to be unsatisfactory. Neither receipt of cash for revenue nor payment for the cash for expenses is necessary. It may be an accrual principle as well. Now, what is necessary is this, that they must accrue in that particular period, so that, or in that particular year, so that the incurred expenses are comfortably, they can be matched with the realized revenue. I would like to quote the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants Committee on Accounting Procedure, that it is plainly desirable to provide by charging in the current income statement, properly classified, for all foreseeable costs and losses applicable against the current revenues, to the extent that they can be measured and allocated to fiscal periods with a reasonable approximation. Friends, all costs incurred during the period are taken. Similarly, expenses paid in advance are excluded from the total cost incurred to arrive at the expired cost. By application of this concept, proprietor can easily know about the profit or loss, and he can make effort to increase earning capacity. Now we are going to discuss about the realization concept. According to realization concept, profit is recognized only when it is earned. An advance or fee paid is not considered as a profit until the goods or services have been delivered to the buyer. This concept revolves around the determination of the point of time when the revenues are earned. A business firm invests money to purchase or manufacture the goods or services. The goods are meant for the sale as a next process, and to earn profit, sales have to be made. There can be no profit without the realization of the sale proceeds. According to realization concept, which is also known as the revenue recognition concept, the revenue is considered as being earned on the date on which it has been realized. That is, the date on which goods and services are transferred to the customers, either for cash, made before credit. A credit transaction to create the debtors and the promise of debtors to make payment is sufficient for the purpose of realizing the revenue. The realization concept is important in ascertaining the exact profit earned during a period and in a business concern. This concept is very important as it prevents firms from inflating their profits by recording sales and incomes which are likely to accrue. Friends, as we know, the financial accounting can be done two ways, either accrual basis or cash basis. Accrual basis is highly accepted. An organization may also use the final blend of these two methods. Cash basis of accounting requires transactions to be recorded only when the transaction results in a flow of cash. However, under accrual basis, a transaction is recorded when the transaction occurs and the revenue is recognized. Once an organization selects the method, whether it is cash or accrual, it should consistently use the same for a upcoming period. According to the accrual concept, the revenue is recognized on its realization and not on its actual receipt. Similarly, the costs are recognized when they are incurred and not when the actual payment is made. This assumption makes it necessary to give certain adjustments in the preparation of income statement regarding revenues and costs. All the expenses and incomes which are incurred during the period, whether received or not, whether paid or not, all of them are taken into consideration. However, in cash accounting system, the revenues and costs are recognized only and only when they are actually received or actually paid. Hence, the combination of both cash and accrual system is highly preferable in order to get rid of the limitation of this system. Therefore, here we are taking into consideration along with the cash system the accrual concept as well. Here in this concept we are going to speak about the objectivity, that is the objectivity concept of accounting. This concept implies that all accounting transactions should be evidenced and supported by the business documents, that is invoices, vouchers, etc., which will support to a great extent while we go for the auditing of the documents or financial statements. The evidence substantiating the business transactions should be objective in nature, that is, free from the bias of the accountants or others. These supporting documents form the basis for the record of entries and for the audit, as we have rightly said just now. Accounting records based on the documentary evidences are readily and objectively verifiable and therefore universally accepted.